Joining me now is celebrity and royal reporter Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, Trump received a rockstar reception at the UFC over the weekend in the wake of his election win. What can you tell us about the celebrities who were there and what happened?
Yeah, it was like a phoenix rising from the ashes. He's showing us how cool and different and youthful and engaged he is compared to Joe Biden. He can stay out past 6 p.m. He's hanging with the cool tech guys like Elon. And he's hanging out with rock stars like Kid Rock and controversial characters like RFK Jr., who the Democrats shunned. So, the Democrats shunned a Kennedy, and look at how it's blown up in their face. So he's got this cool entourage around him, and it was really fun to see him in that environment and hear the crowd erupt because it just gives you the sense that it's cool to be patriotic again, and it's cool to love your president and to love your country.
And in those prime seats, there were all sorts of characters, obviously his crew, but then you had the likes of Jelly Roll, who's a massive singer in the States at the moment. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon were there. There was just a really interesting mix of celebrities and high-profile people there. And someone who wasn't there but who's been spending a little bit of time with Donald Trump is Sylvester Stallone, the famous actor, Rocky Rambo. And he had this to say about President-elect Donald Trump.
We are in the presence of a really mythical character. I love mythology. And this individual does not exist on this planet. Nobody in the world could have pulled off what he pulled off, so I'm in awe. And I'll just say this, and I mean it. When George Washington defended his country, he had no idea that he was going to change the world. Because without him, you can imagine what the world would look like. Guess what? We got the second George Washington. Congratulations.
Kinsey, I'm a little bit worried about what his prospects are going to be in Hollywood after what he just said there. Is he too big to be cancelled? Is he doing his own films, acting as producer as well? Or does he not care anymore because it's behind him?
Yeah, I think he doesn't care anymore because he is so self-made and he has created projects for himself like Tulsa King. The season 2 started in September, but on Instagram, he says he's already working on season 3. But I think celebrities and Hollywood are learning a pretty tough lesson from Rachel Zegler. I think they're going to keep their heads down and their mouths shut. She's been so irresponsible with the way she's criticized Trump voters. To the point where Disney has reconsidered, do we just trash this Disney movie that we've spent millions of dollars on? So I think that Hollywood is going to keep their heads down for a little while until somebody else gives them the confidence to be so ugly and critical again. But I think he was in a safe space there.
Oh, he was certainly saying it in a safe space, but I do wonder if it's going to have repercussions for him down the track. Let's talk about Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs. He's allegedly been paying his fellow inmates for the use of their telephone accounts to allegedly influence his sex trafficking trial and blackmail victims. This is according to prosecutors. What more can you tell us about this?
Yeah, so he does not want investigators and prosecutors to be able to hear him on these calls. These calls are recorded, so he's using other inmates to allow, in exchange for cash, he uses their phone time, so it's filed under their name. So it will be harder for investigators and prosecutors to go listen in. But he's also asking the person on the other end of the phone to do a 3-way call. So that is also against the rules. I don't know what the repercussions of something like this could be. Perhaps he could have those privileges taken away, phone privileges taken away. But clearly something nefarious is going on for him to be so strategic in the way he's trying to outwit the prosecutors.
We haven't talked about Britney Spears for a long time. There are reports her youngest son, Jaden, who's 18 now, has reached out to his mum, who he hasn't seen for some time. He's been estranged from her. He wants to reunite. What can you tell us about this? It's so sad that she has really no contact with her own children.
Yeah, so he moved to Hawaii with his brother and father and his father's new family. Here, Rita, I'm a little cynical here because I understand that the child support has recently run out since he's turned 18 years old. Dad is no longer getting those
Oh.
big checks, and so I'm wondering if he's reconnected with mommy because it's the Bank of Britney and it's always been the Bank of Britney. So, I don't mean to be Debbie Downer, but I'm a little cynical when it comes to these children that have been critical of her in the public and in the media. All of a sudden, somebody, comes home and is ready to get back in with mommy. I mean, I think it might be the Bank of Britney.
You know what? It did not even occur to me. It has been said before, I can be dangerously naive, and you've set me straight there, Kinsey. Before you go, we've got some footage here of a convoy of Trump supporters driving their Trump train, they call it, through an A-list California suburb, home to the leftiest of leftist celebrities, including the likes of Oprah Winfrey and Meghan Markle. What's been the reaction? Were the cops called?
Yeah, no. So this will drive this neighborhood crazy. What can they do? They're just driving through the neighborhood. You can't do anything. But celebrities like Katy Perry, who went absolutely crazy for Kamala and Hillary, like somebody needs to let her know, we need you to step aside next election. Oprah Winfrey, who also stumped for Kamala, Meghan Markle, who we know is a Kamala fan. This will absolutely, they do not want this kind of presence in Montecito, California. So this tickled a lot of people.
Oh, it tickled me. I would have loved to have seen Oprah come out there and just wave her fist at them, but we didn't have that. Kinsey Schofield, thank you so much for your time tonight.